Hello friends, you're welcome to Queen's Fashion World channel. Today with me, I want to specially thank my subscribers. Thank you so very much. God bless you for all your support. And if today is your first time of tuning this channel, you are welcome. So do well to hit the subscription button and turn on the bell by the side to get an update whenever I upload a new video. On this channel, I upload video every week. So today I'll be showing you how you can cut this beautiful gown, overlap neck, a gathered and a balloon sleeve. So the video which I use to achieve this gown, I'm going to show you. It also has a side pocket. So stay with me. Make sure you watch the video to the end. So the measurements I will be using for the gown today: half length 16.5 inches, full length 62 inches, shoulder 16 inches, nipple to nipple 8 inches, bust circumference 40 inches, waist circumference 35 inches, half length circumference 37 inches, length sleeve 14 inches, round sleeve 16/13.5. The 13.5 is the tight. So this 16 is the bicep. Hip circumference is 46 inches. You can do without the hip, but it's always good to take hip measurement whenever you're taking a gathers measurement. So I'm using Ankara fabric for this gathers gown. There are some Ankara fabric that is up to 6 yards. There are some that are 5 years and a half. This one is 5 years and a half. So whenever I'm making a gather skirt or gather gown, what I normally do is to double the half length circumference where the gathers will start from. I double it into 2. If it's a small gather, if you want it to be full, you double it into 2.5, or you can double it into 3. That is the fullest part of it. So the fabric that I have here, the half length circumference is 37 inches. So I measure 37. This is 37, and I double it again. Another 37. So this one now is half of the 37. That is, I have 2.5 of the circumference here. Another half of the 37. So this is what I will use for the gather. Depends the length of the person. All you need to do is to place your tape like this. The person's half length here is 16.5 inches. So you place your tape like this and measure. This person's full length is 62 inches. So what I have here is okay. I will just manage it because this is the length of the Ankara fabric. It's always 45 inches. So I will use all of these for the gather. See, the fabric here has a standing design. So if I'm joining it, this side will be the upper side so that the flower will stand very well like this. So I will keep this aside now. So this one now is the half length, the upper body. I folded my fabric here. This is the back. It's folded into 2, and this is the front, also folded into 2. The front is unfold. The back, I added a zipper allowance, 1.5 inches. So the 16.5 inches, that is the half length. I just check what I have here is up to. I added 2 inches to it. I added 2 inches to it because I'm going to take away this right up here. I will not want it to show on my dress, so I will take it out. I will take ½ inch away, remaining 1.5 inches. So I will quickly measure my shoulder. The shoulder measurement here is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2, that will give me 8 inches. So I'm going to add half inch to it, 8.5, like this. Then I will mark the neck. The neck width here is 3.5 inches. And the depth, the back is high neck. I'm using 1.5 inches. So I will connect it like this. So this is the back neck. Now I'm going to connect my shoulder slope like this to the neck point. Then the armhole, I'll use 8 inches for the armhole. Also apply the same measurement at the shoulder here, 8.5. I'll use my curve roller. So the under bust length here, even though I didn't add it here, but under bust length is 14 inches, so I'm using 14.5 here. So now let me start to add the bust. So this is the under bust line. Let me add the bust measurements. Now the bust circumference is 40 inches divided by 4. That will give me 10 inches. I will add 2 inches seam allowance to it. You can use 1.5 inches. But let me leave it. Let me use 2. Then the under bust circumference is the 35 inches here. I just put it waist circumference. Then half length circumference. So 35 divided by 4, that will give me 8.75. I'll go ahead and mark 8.75 like this. Then I will add 2 inches to it. Then I will add that allowance to it, 1 inch. So the half length circumference is 37 inches. 37 inches divided by 4, that will give me 9.25. I'll go ahead and add 2 inches and also 1 inch for that. So this is the measurement. I'm going to cut it out now. So now, and to mark the dart now. So the dart, I'll just use nipple to nipple. The nipple to nipple is 8 inches divided by 2. So 4 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the 4 inches like this. Also mark 4 inches this area. The dart length, I'll just use 5 inches from the down part to the upper part where the dart will start. In front 5 inches, the back I can extend it up to 6 inches. So now we'll go ahead and notch this place. I'll just notch it like this to know that this is my dart line. The next place I will mark again is the zipper board. So from 9 inches for tall person, short person, you can use 8 inches. I will lift it up like this to take away, lift the front. I will just pull away the front like this to take away the zipper board. From this point, I'm going to mark half inch. From this point, I will connect it to the neck point and also connect it to the down to take away zipper board. Now I'll lift it up like this. So let me extend this line. The half length of this person at the back and front is not the same, so I'm going to take away 1.5 inches. I'll connect it, make sure I stop before the side. So I'll take it out like this. for the zip to sit properly. Before I will notch this dart back again. Now I will take away the back. I'm done with the back now. The front armhole, I'm going to take away 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. So I will connect it from this point to the upper side and connect it to the, sorry, my chalk. I'll just cut it out like this. So this is the excess in front. Then I'm going to give a straight line at the center. Time to cut the overlap now. So I just iron the center of the front to get straight line here. Now before you cut this overlap neck, you have to check which side you want the overlap to face. If you want it at your left right hand, so you place it like this and know that you're to face it this way. That face this way also, the right hand, so you should know that you're to cut it this way. But for this one, I will face this way. So I'm to use this side now for the overlap. Now what I will do, I just by the side, I'll just mark 1.5 inches like this. So I will start from this point now to connect my chalk, but before that I will trace the neck line in front. This is high neck, that is the back high neck, but the front now depends the person. You can use 7 inches, you can use 6 inches. For this person, I'm going to use 6 inches. So this is 6 inches because I will not want the overlap to be too big for the person. So I will just connect my hand now from this neckline to this point now. So this is the neck line. Then I will look for a way to trace my hand like this back to this 1.5 by the side. Are you seeing now? So you can choose to use this way and cut it this way, or you use this way and cut it. So I'm going to cut it out now. So this one is condemned now. This is the main one I'm going to use. This is the main one that I'm to use. I'm going to cut this again too. So one will face like this, the other one will be this way. So I just finished cutting the second one of it. So there is something I want to explain. Now this is the center of the front. If you don't want your overlap to be too lap, you can use 4 inches. You can also use 5 inches. But the kind of person I'm making this dress for, she wants it to lap very well. So that is why I extend it up to the side like this. So now I'm going to cut lining for this. I will cut lining for the back pieces. So this is the gather fabric now. I want to divide it front and back. If you're not going to add pockets to it, maybe you just want to sew gather, you can leave it straight like that, just the zipper allowance, the one opening. You just fix it round and fix zipper at the back. But because there is a pocket on this one, so this one is the zipper allowance 3 inches. I just fold it like this, make the back to be bigger than the front. I'm going to tear it into 2 like so. So this is the front. This back, I will still tear it into 2 again because of zipper. I'm going to tear it into 2 for zipper. So I will tear the back into two. Now this is the front now. Remember that the flowers are standing, so this is the upper side. I will bring it like this to cut the pocket shape. Let me turn it this way so that I can hold it well. To cut the pocket shape now. From this side, I'll just to mark the pocket now. How to cut pocket? I'll just mark 2.5 inches like this by the side and come down by 6 inches like so. So I'm going to carve it like this out. Now you can also make here 3 inches if you like. You can make it 3 inches. You can also make here 7 inches. Depends the person you're making the dress for. Let me use 6.5 like this. So you cut it out like so. I'm going to cut it out now. Now we'll keep this aside. So the pockets turn up now. See what I have here. This is 14 inches length, and the width here is 11.5 inches. You can use 12 inches. You can use 13 inches. It's folded into two. Is the two pockets. Let me tear this one open. Now I'm going to slant the down side like this. I will not leave it straight. Let me slant it this way. Then open it up like this. I will pick this side now. I'm cutting one side of it. So see what I have now. So see my lining here. This lining is 2 years. So I will use it for the half length and also for the down, the gather. So I just cut out the length for the gather. I cut out 35 inches. So I will keep it aside. I'll use the remaining one to lining the upper side. So this is the upper side now. I cut lining for the back. This is the back pieces. I just add small extra at the neck. Now I will go to the machine and sew the neck like this. I'm going to sew it like this. And also the same thing to this other side. I will turn the neck like this. So you see, I just finished turning the back now. I sew the neck and also the zipper allowance. What I will do next now is to mark the dart. So I will open it like this from the inside to mark the dart. I will mark it on the lining. This is where I notch the dart at the back 6 inches. I said, so I'm going to hold it like this and sew it. You know the dart shape now. I'll just sew it like this. This is how we sew that. Then the same thing to the lining. I'll go ahead and mark 6 inches also. These 6 inches fall at the bust point. So I will hold it like this and sew it a V shape. So I will go to the machine and sew it, apply the same thing to this side. So I just finished joining the darts now. See what I have here. See the darts lining and the fabric, the same thing to this one. So I will keep the back aside now and move to the front. Now this is the front. So see the front now. I cut lining for the front. I just use small pieces of Ankara fabric to double this part. I see then this part is lining like this, so that lining will not show in front because it's overlapped. This side will be open somehow. I will go to the machine and sew the neck first. This neck, the overlap now, I'll just sew it like this. And the same thing to this side, I'm going to sew it like this. Then I will come back. So another thing I want to show you before I turn the neck with the lining, see, I also gum this part, the overlap neck. I gum it with hairstyle, the same thing that I apply to the back, so that the neck will be firm and neat. So let me sew it now. So I just finished turning the overlap now, and I top stitch on the neck. So see what I have now. The next thing I will be doing now is to mark the dart. I notch each of these dart line, but because it's overlap neck, now I want it to face my right hand. So this is how it's going to be. So what I will do, I will sew one dart this side and sew the other dart this way. There will be no dart here, but there will be dart on this one, there will be dart on this one. So let me mark the dart now. We'll also open it like this and mark the dart. The front dart is 5 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the 5 inches like this, and I will hold it this way. And sew the dart, the dart shape. The same thing I did at the back. I will hold the lining also. I will hold the lining also and sew it. Apply the same thing to this side. So I just finished joining the dart now. See how it is. The same thing to this one. So I will place it like this, to the size of the half length circumference. I'll just place it like this. Let me just pin it. I'll know that the overlap is facing this way, so let me just pin it like that. So I will pick it like this and join the shoulder. I'll just hold the shoulder like this, lining to lining, and join it straight to turn it this way, and pick this one. The same thing, I will open it like this and join it lining to lining first. Okay, so I finished joining the shoulder now. So this is how you see how the shoulder is, the two back pieces. Now I want to check the overlap neck. I will check the half length circumference like this. The half length circumference is 37 inches. So this is 37 inches. So this size here is okay for me. I'm going to catch it like this and run thread on top. So see how I place the overlap neck. Because of the kind of person I'm making this dress for, so I'm careful of the neck. So what I have here, if I put it straight, if I place my tape straight, it's 7 inches. But if I place it like this, still that's 6 inches that I use. So because of that, I had to push down a little this side so that the neck will not be too open. Also push some out this way. And I also check the half length circumference is okay like this. So I'm going to trim this excess out. I trim this excess out and I will catch it with thread like this. So I will just go ahead and catch it with thread like this. This is the back panel. I just use thread to hold the zipper allowance first so that I can get the accurate measurement. Now we'll hold this place like this with the measurement. I will close it and also hold the lining, turn it this way and close it. The same thing to this side. So I finished closing the half length bodies. I normally remove 1 inch by the side. If you have been following me now for a while, but I didn't remove on this one because it was on fabric, so it's now removing the 1 inch by the side so that the dress will sit properly. So now that I'm done with this, I will keep this one aside and work with the gather now. So this is the front now for the gather. I want to join the pockets. I'll just place it like this and sew it. And this side the same thing. I also add a S-tail to the pocket line so that it will be firm. Let me go to the machine and sew it. So I just finished turning the pockets now. I'm going to turn it this way. Now I remove 2.5 inches this by the side, so I'll replace it back. I'll measure it like this and replace it back. So I will secure this part with pin, and I will come down by 1/2 inch here and notch it like this. I see 1/2 inch. Then I will put my hand inside this way, turn it over. That is, I'm sewing in front now. I'll just go to the machine and sew like this to this side. I can top stitch it. I can top stitch it to make it firm. So I just finished turning the pocket now. I also top stitch it. So I'm going to pin it this way. I'm going to pin it this way. The same thing to this side. You see how it is. I will catch it this way. Then the next thing I will do now is to run the gather. So how to run the gather now? I will set the machine stitch to the down this thing. Just bring it down. That is what will give me gather. Now, because of the pocket, I'm not going to start running the gather from here. I'll just start after the pocket so that it will not be too hard to drag the gather. Then this side, maybe I can just use my hand to pick it. So I'll set my thread like this. Make sure you run it fast. Don't stitch this part. I'm going to stop before the pocket also. I will run 2 times so that the thread will not cut when dragging the gather. You have to run it 2 times. So to drag the gather now, let me mark the center, the front center like this. So I will pick the down thread. It's always better to drag with the down thread so that it will move very well like this. Just keep pushing, drag and push it. Then you drag, you push it out. I want to use the center to calculate the measurement. Let me check. Okay, this is the center. Now the half length circumference is 15 inches. That is divided by 4. The half length circumference. So the half length circumference is 37 inches divided by 4. That will give me 9 1/4. I'll still push it more. Let me drag it more. Now this part, when I'm sewing it, I'll use my hand to push it because of the pocket. Let me check like this. I'm looking for 9. It's too much. Okay. Okay. This size is okay now. I'll also pick the thread at this side and drag it also like this to the center. Now since I'm sure of this side of the measurement, I'll use this side to measure this other side like this. So they are equal now. This is the front part. I'm going to keep it aside. So this is the back. This is the zipper allowance. I will start the gather like this. And make sure, if you are using this kind of fabric, make sure you check. This is the down part, this is the upper side. I'm running the second thread now. So I'll pick the down thread. You calculate the zipper allowance, which is 1 inch, then measure this part. Okay, I'm going to apply the same thing to the second back. I want to close the down part so that I can attach it to the upper part. This is my zipper allowance where I notch, so I will pick the side like this. At this point, I will lift up the stitch, the hand stitch again to the normal stitch. I'll just close it down like this and bring this other side and also close it down. Then I will show you what next. So I just finished joining it now. Close the two sides. I want to join the upper part to the down part. I will place it like this. The zipper allowance, this one, after turning this part now, what I have left is 1 inch. But this one, I've not done it, so I have a 1.5 inches there. So I will just place it like this and join it. Now when joining it, I'm going to arrange the gather. As I'm joining it, I will keep arranging it properly. This is the side. I will make sure they face each other like this. Then balance the remaining allowance like so. Then the front part, I'm not going to gather the pocket side. Let me just sew it straight. When I climb this part now, I can now gather this area like this for the gather to be here. As I'm sewing, I will check the center. Now I notch the center. And also check the center of the upper part like this. I'll place it together. Then arrange this side very well. I will just apply the same thing. This is the center front now. The same thing that I apply here from the back to this side, I will also apply it all through. So I just finished joining it now. Make sure you iron the gather so that it will relax very well. I'm going to iron this one. Iron it properly. The next thing I will do now is the lining. I'm going to attach the down part of the lining. So this is the lining now. I just notch the center of the lining. I'm going to notch the side also. I'll bring it this way and notch the side. I'm not going to run the lining gather. I'm going to pleat it since it's inside. So I will place it like this and just sew it and turn it this way. So this is the side that I notch. All of this one now will be a pleat by this side. Then this side, all of this one will be a pleat at the center, the same thing to this side. So let me do it. So I just finished joining the lining now, all through. And I also sew the zipper allowance to the down. I turn it with the lining like this. So I'm going to turn it this way now. So see what I have now. Let me go to the table. So see how it is now. This is the inside. I'm going to iron it properly. This is the inside now. This is the front. I'll go ahead and fix zipper to it. So when I fix the zipper, I'm going to attach the sleeve. It's a balloon sleeve. I have the video on my channel. I'm going to put it on the comments below, so you can watch that video how to cut a balloon sleeve and fix it. That is the sleeve here. So let me iron it and show you the finishing. So let me fix the zip for you to see for beginners. This is a invisible zip, the big head. We call it, that is how we call it in my area. Big head invisible zip. So I'll place it like so. I like to push it up. I will not want this thing, the plastic here, the hook to show, but if you want it to show, you can place it this way, ½ inch below, so that very close, ¼ inch below, so that when you turn it like this, when you turn it like this, the hook will be there. But for me, I don't want it because I want to sew straight. I couldn't find a carton color zip, so I'm using a black zip. This is what I saw in the market. Let me close it like this and push it out. So remember, the zipper allowance is 1 inch. I'll just check the 1 inch like this. I'm using black thread at the up, carton color at the down part, because of the zipper that is black. Now when I step down from the joining, I can stop at 5 inches, like so. So I will pick this one like this, the half length, the joining. I'll place it like this and make sure they are equal. Then I will mark chalk here, so that when I get to this point, I will know that this is the half length line. So I will just hold it like this now. Make sure the joining are equal. So you make sure the joining are equal. This upper part, make sure it's equal. So at this point, I will hold it like this. Push the allowance this way. I'm going to come up by ½ inch from where I stop the zip, ½ inch upward. Then I will sew very close to the zipper line. I'm done with the zip now. I will cut the remaining one out like this. The same thing to this side. Just remain like 1 inch and turn it this way. You see the way I'm turning it like this now, and flip it this way so it will cover like this, and top stitch it. The same thing to this side. I'll turn it this way and flip it over this way. So see the back in front now. The lines, they are equal. The joining are equal. So the next place to sew now is the down. I'm going to hem the down. I'm hemming the down now as the last place for this gown. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like and comment. Thank you.